When you become a TYT member, not only do you get exclusive content, you become a part of our family. Click the link in the description box below to join the home of progressives.
A poll by ABC and Washington Post found that only 3% of black voters approve of Donald Trump's presidential performance. And when you look at the overall approval rating, Trump is at 36%. Now, these are poll numbers from individuals who were surveyed in late August. And turns out 93% of black Americans said that they disapprove of the job that Trump is doing. And these are very relevant poll numbers, especially considering the messaging that we're getting from the Trump administration and the right wing. They would have you believe that black voters are actually doing this mass Dem exit, that they are realizing that Democrats are not looking out for them, and it's really Trump and the Republican Party that have their best interests in mind. In fact, Candace Owens will regurgitate that nonsense over and over again. She's part of Turning Point USA, which is funded by major Republican mega donors. In fact, if you see Charlie Kirk, head of that organization, make sure that you repeat that to him and then watch him melt down. Now, with that said.
No, but can I just say about that, because we were just at Politicon, obviously Charlie Kirk debated both Hassan Piker and Sam Cedar, both from the TYT network, and had a meltdown, et cetera, all that. But they really get their believers to think it's true. I heard over and over again, not just from the speakers, but from like MAGA guys walking around in Politicon. Oh yeah, man, black people are turning, man. They're totally on our side now. 3%. And one of the speakers said, oh, the number of African Americans supporting Donald Trump has doubled. What, from 1.5% to 3%? Okay, and just because you believe it doesn't make it true. African Americans don't believe it. That's why only 3% of them support Trump. So you can wish upon a star, a really racist star, but it's not gonna make it true.
Now, we want to provide some evidence for how Trump supporters have totally bought into this idea, into this notion that there's a mass Dem exit among the black demographic. And that is not the case, as we've already laid out for you. Emma wanted to ask some of these Trump voters at a rally in Arizona. And the first video that we're gonna show you actually enraged me. And when you see it, you'll know why. But without further ado, take a look.
Right now, the latest poll shows that Trump's approval rating among African Americans is at 3%. Why do you think that is?
Fake news.
Fake news, the polling?
Sure, I mean, there's a lot of people here. I've seen African American people.
That's anecdotal evidence, that's not the totality.
It's not worth even answering her question. It's ridiculous.
I don't think that's real. I mean, they can say what they want. They also said Trump would have won the election.
Right.
And he did.
But that polling was wrong around the margins. It was still correct on the national level.
Really? Okay.
Let's laugh.
You guys, I mean, it's just facts.
No,
Okay.
it's not
All
facts.
right, next question.
Why is it not facts?
Did you say 3%?
3%.
I didn't even want to talk to you. You're a joke. You're a serious joke.
I don't know why that enraged you. I'm amused by it.
No, because Emma does. I have so much respect and admiration for Emma. She does a great job at these rallies, and she does something that I would not be able to do, which is remain calm in an incredibly toxic environment with people saying all sorts of hideous things. And so she wasn't confrontational. She always remains calm. She never even raises her voice. She just asks questions calmly, and then she doesn't even challenge. Like, and she shouldn't. Like, I like the way that she handles these things because I think that it allows these people to really share their real opinions without feeling intimidated or anything like that. And he goes after her and calls her a joke. No, you're the joke. Why is she the joke? You're the person who doesn't want to actually believe the evidence and the polling that we have. Like, and I don't immediately go to, oh, the guy treated her like this because she's a woman, but in this case, I felt like it was very obvious that he thought she was a joke because she's a woman who's giving him the facts and he doesn't like the facts. Why is she a joke? What other reason would he have?
No, because they're Trump voters and they think that facts are a joke. And to be fair to Trump voters, they also despise male reporters. So they want to beat up Jim Acosta. They do the cutthroat sign on him, etc. So look, toxic is correct.
There was something about him that just made me, I don't know, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong about it. But to call her a joke, I don't know, that just, it went too far for me for some reason.
I love the 3%. That's like margin of error. That's a stunning figure, right?
Yeah.
So that's a great point, Ken. I hadn't thought of it that way. Because since it's within the margin of error, it might be 0%.
Right. It's literally just diamond and silk. That's the entirety of it.
And to be Jesse Lee Peterson, let's be fair. But hey, listen, if you want to believe in fantasies, great. You know what? You got this thing, guys. Red wave. You got it, brother. You know, and a whole bunch of African Americans are going to show up in 2 weeks and vote for Trump. So you don't even have to bother voting. The red wave's inevitable. The polling's all wrong and the media's all wrong. It's a joke. Stay home. See how that turns out.
We have one more clip, but before we get to it, I just want to remind all of you that we're just showing you clips. You should watch the full video by going to Rebel HQ on YouTube. We'll also include a link in the description box below if you're watching this on YouTube. It's all of her clips, all of her videos are excellent.
I just want to say, Facebook.com/RebelHQ also live streams almost all the progressive events, all the ones we can get to, and that's a lot of them. So if there's a progressive event happening, Facebook.com/RebelHQ, and all the clips are there, as well as YouTube.com/RebelHQ, or you can get them on our app, and our app has all of our shows. So tyt.com/app to get that. Now let's watch the next clip.
The Clinton News Network is why I think that is. I highly doubt it's at 3%. That just doesn't even sound right. It's like I could tell you more than 3% just here in Arizona.
3%? I'm looking at Fox all the time. It's like 35%.
That's close to the national average, so there's no way that's true.
I think that's a lot better than we think, and there's a lot of hidden folks that don't want to come out, and they're stereotyped in the African American community not to support Trump on purpose. They're making them so where they don't understand if the Dinesh D'Souza movie about the fact that the Democrats are the ones that started slavery and continue that, nothing to do with the Republicans, but they were able to push it off toward the Republicans. So that's part of the issue. It's just they don't like Trump. They're taught not to like Trump. They're taught not to like Republicans, but for no reasons.
Yeah, Emma, come on. You're the one who's uninformed, okay? If you just watched Fox News and watched the, low budget films that Dinesh D'Souza produces, you'd know the truth.
Yeah, the Republican Party didn't run the Southern strategy to try to get white votes in the South by discriminating against African Americans. No. I heard from Dinesh D'Souza, when you begin the sentence that way, you know you're already lost. Anyway, my favorite line out of that was, no, I saw on Fox News it's 35%. He doesn't mean, look, you saw the same video I did. Maybe I'm misinterpreting it. But my sense of it was that he doesn't mean that he saw a poll on Fox News that showed that it was 35% of African Americans that supported Trump. I think he means 35% of the African Americans on Fox News support Trump. Of course they do, it's Fox News. They bring him on to make it seem like, oh yeah, no, African Americans, they say Trump is very popular, you should support him. And oh my God, have you seen Kanye?
What I love about these videos, you just see the breakdown of consensus reality in real time. There's no facts, it's like the caravan thing. It doesn't matter that, there weren't Middle Easterners, that they're not terrorists. I wonder if the truth doesn't even really matter, because I've seen polling that suggests that even significant numbers of his supporters don't believe that he's credible, that he's honest. There's good reporting on this.
Really?
Yeah, and I wonder if it's more his pitches to the heart, not to the mind. And I wonder if that has something to do with this disagreement over just basic facts.
Man, it's so sad that his appeal is to the heart. And like a heart of darkness, where they're like, yes, you're right, it's not true, but I don't like Latinos coming into the country. It's not like pulling at the strings of their hearts, like, if we could be so kind to others.
No,
it's no, if they come to the border, we will crush them.
I know, when Ken said it sounded so sweet and poetic, but you're right. Look, what this all proves to me, and of course I already knew this, but it just makes me confront it again, is we're so flawed as humans. And I say we because everyone is guilty of this. We want to believe things we want to believe. And I think being aware of that makes you better at getting to the heart of the truth on various issues. Just being aware that we just have this natural bias to want to believe certain things that make us comfortable, right? I want to believe that the majority of Trump voters are actually good people, and that they're not racist or all those other, negative things. But some of them are bad people, and you have to accept it. And it's a harsh reality to accept.
Well, in a clip we showed you earlier in the show from the same Trump rally, Emma talked to someone. What do you think should happen to the guys at the border? And the guy said we should shoot them. I mean, so if that's an appeal to a heart, that's a really dark heart, and so that's why we go to talk to them. And by the way, look, it's not all bad, and this is also borne out in the polling. And we saw this, and you guys got to see it here on the Young Turks before you saw it in the polling. Half the people at the rallies go, no, Mueller should be allowed to continue his investigation.
Yep.
And then you see the polling in real life, and you go, it's amazing. They support Trump on everything, but on the Mueller investigation, even a significant majority of Republicans go, no. Mueller should do the investigation, and Trump should definitely not stop it. And we saw that in the rallies too. So we're not giving you some biased look at it. We talked to folks, and we've done many videos where they also say some positive things. Unfortunately, they largely say very negative things and things that aren't true. And finally, the point that Emma was making there off the cuff is exactly right. That same poll that showed that African Americans support Donald Trump at 3% have the overall population at 36%. They think African Americans are 35%. No. When you include all whites, all Republicans, everyone, males, all the things, the white evangelical voters. I mean, I say all those categories because those are the ones that lean towards Trump. He's still only at a 36% approval rating for the whole country. That is disastrous. But don't worry, Republicans. All of it is fake. Stay at home. Stay on your couch. And let's see how it turns out in a couple of weeks. On the go, don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcast.